to help with it. So here we go. So before you, good morning, everybody. Grab your strap, and before you lay down, I want you to take your strap and put it in a big loop. And we're going to kind of measure it out. And I'm going to hope that this works for everyone, that once we measure it, we won't have to change it very much at all. So put it in a big loop. And then while you're sitting, take your leg, take your one leg out straight, like you would be in Janu Sirsasana. Your other leg can be straight because we're not going to stay here. And then bring the strap kind of to your chest, like if you were going to do, say, the Pledge of Allegiance. And your foot is flexed and energized. And you've got some, some good tension there. So that's what we're looking at. And then I want you to come to your backs, but take the strap around one foot. Let's all do right foot to start. And then just, actually, 10,000 things going on in my brain. Just lay down and find Shavasana. You don't have to hold your strap for now, but just have it so it's around your foot. And if it falls off, don't worry, we'll put it back. And then start to relax for a moment here. Start to feel the parts of your body that are touching the floor, the backs of your heels if your legs are straight, the hips and sacrum, and see if you can feel that evenness on that back sacrum, the lower part of your spine, just below your hips. And then again, spread the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders wide. Let those come to the floor. You're at the center of the back of your head. Maybe your hands are resting on your belly. Maybe start to tap into your breath. Coming into the center of your mat, your breath, your heart, the room that you are in. We start to breathe in all these wonderful and good things that yoga provides, that community provides. The jaw's soft, the eyes are soft or closed. And as you see your mind wandering off into who knows where, little puppy mind, just keep bringing it back. Just bring it back over and over and over again. Maybe feel a deepening of your breath as you take the inhale in even more. And let it go, let it exhale all the way out. Good, one more here, inhaling, reach it all the way. And exhale it all the way out. And then still not worrying about the strap for now. Mine has fallen off my foot. We'll fix that later. Bring both legs to hips width apart. Take the toes and point them up toward the ceiling. Dig the heels, the backs of the heels to the floor a little bit, just so the knees don't hyperextend. And then start to engage, not real hard, but engage the hips, the glutes, and take the arms overhead. Maybe the thumbs are touching the floor. And notice your spine and notice your alignment. And imagine that someone is pulling on both feet and also pulling up with both arms, as if you were on a little stretch rack here, right? Keep the hips engaged, keep the back body engaged, and then tone the low belly in and tone the mid back down a little bit. So another way to think of that is these low front ribs, drawing the ribs down and in a little bit so that because if we were standing, say in mountain pose, right, we wouldn't want to arch our backs, which is what this pose is causing us to do here. So instead, we want to draw the low belly in, draw the ribs down a little bit. We're not looking for a flat back, just looking for some energy and release it and let go. And then bend your knees. Don't worry about your strap for now. Grab the corner edges of your mat. So above your head, grab those corner edges and then scoot down so that your arms are pretty straight. They don't have to be perfectly straight, and just figure out a way that makes sense to grab, like little dog ears on the corners of your mat. And then pull your mat away from you, like pull it overhead so that the arms straighten. Lift your hips slightly, lengthen your tailbone, really get long in your spine. And then let the hips come back down. The back should not be flat, right? There should be some space behind your lower back. The arms are now very active, shoulders are active. Don't over squeeze, especially if it's hurting your hands. And then again, tone the belly in, soften the front ribs in. The head is neutral, your chin's not raised up really high. Straighten just one leg, and feel the arms to the legs to the arms. Find your breath here, and then bend that knee, straighten your other leg. I can tell I've got stuff all around my feet. And press through that leg, draw the ribs back down. Don't let them pop up really high. Press the back so the shoulders into the floor. Feel this big stretch. And then release the arms, just bend the elbows, bend the knees, and maybe scoop back up your mat a little bit if you're way off. Now grab your strap. Take the strap around your right foot, take it up to the ceiling. Draw the shoulders back down to the floor. Hold your strap fairly tight, but don't over squeeze your fingers if you can. And then when you're ready, I want you to straighten your left leg. If your right leg hamstring is way too tight, keep your left foot on the floor. Don't worry about that. And start by just a simple stretch of the hamstring. Don't overdo, don't, even my more flexible yogis out there, don't worry about overstretching. Press the right hip down and away as if you could push your thigh forward, even though your leg is coming up toward your nose. And breathe. And then take the strap in both hands. Reach the arms. Watch your little tail there. Oh, yoga bloopers, right? So if the little tail of your strap is swinging in your face, maybe you shift that a little bit. And then just let the arms go overhead. Whew. And breathe. I'm not pulling on my strap. I'm just letting the weight of the arms stretch the hamstring. Again, if it's too much, left foot to the floor. But then just soften the shoulders. Soften everything down. Lower belly presses in, lower ribs press down toward the floor. And you're just letting a little bit of gravity take this leg and take the arm. Everybody breathe. And then just leave the strap in your right hand. Let your left hand go and feel the stretch from foot to hand. Big deep breath, everybody. I'm not pulling on my strap. Again, I'm just letting the weight of this arm take that strap and that leg a little bit deeper. Good. One more big deep breath. And then slowly lower that leg down to the floor. The arm lowers as well. Good, everybody. Breathe. Just switch legs. So feed your left foot into the strap. Take your right foot out, take the right foot and put it on the floor to start. Take your left leg up to the ceiling and find your breath. Just notice How does this leg feel compared to the other, right? Always my right leg is tighter than my left. I have a lot more movement in that left hamstring. I think it's dominant leg versus not dominant leg. If you're ready, when you're ready, straighten your right leg down to the floor. Again, not necessary, just checking that out, right? As soon as we straighten the leg, we get more sensation in the hamstring. Soften the shoulders to the floor. Don't over grip your strap. And then slide the hands into the strap and just let your arms go overhead. I kind of bring my thumbs under the strap and my fingers above. I almost do like a little prayer pose with my hands. It kind of feels good. Soften the shoulders. There should be no pain, right? No pain, no pain. Just breathe. Just let the arms deepen the stretch of the hamstring. Try to soften your jaw, tone the lower belly, soften the low ribs down toward the floor without flattening your lower back, right? Tempting there to really flatten and press in, but we don't want that. We want the natural curves of the spine. And then leave your left hand in, take your right arm out. I'm pointing my thumb down toward the floor, just getting a little stretch here, feeling the left thigh press away from the ribs, even though the back of the knee is relatively soft, right? You can bend that knee as much as you need to and let go and breathe. And then bend both knees and see if you can shimmy the strap under your hips. So if it comes off your feet, don't worry about it. Have the strap where you can adjust it. And then just take the strap around your right foot. Oh, yeah, never mind. Don't do that because I don't want you to change. I thought it would be the same length, but it isn't. So don't do that one. Just release the strap completely. And then bring both knees to your chest. Good. Turn over to one side and press all the way up. That's what happens when I add stuff. All right. So come up to a seat. Feel free to sit in a blanket, on a blanket or a pillow. Take the strap and wrap it. Come into Janu Sirsasana and take the strap around your right foot. Maybe take a block under your left knee. Even if you don't normally, see how that feels. I don't need that, right? I feel really comfortable without it, but there's something to be gained by softening the inner thigh of the bent knee so that we can again focus on the hamstrings of the extended leg. So reach down through the strap and then lift up tall. Nice strong flex of your foot. Feel the shoulders get nice and wide. From here, tone the belly in a little bit, soften the lower ribs a little bit. Last class, if you were here, we were focusing kind of on this mid back area of drawing it in to help support the poses. And we're staying with that idea. Good. So nice strong flex. Hold the strap with your right hand. Take the left arm up and breathe, everybody. And feel, if you can, the levelness of both sides of the body, right? See if you can find the evenness of both sit bones. Find your breath here. Flex your feet. Maybe lift that leg up. Maybe walk your hand down that strap and take leg up, arm up, squeeze your belly, whoo, soften the lower ribs in, find your balance point, and bring it center and let it go. Good. Simply switch sides. Bring your left foot into the strap. Take the right arm or the right leg out. Take a block underneath your right knee. Move the flesh out of your sit bones. Start by just sitting tall, right? I always think about leveling out my foot, right? Because usually my big toe will kind of curl in. So I just want to level it out. I want to lift up, widen through the shoulders, widen through the collarbones. Feel the whole body opening up. And then maybe a tone here of the belly and the soft lower ribs to fill in the mid back, right? Just fill it in. And then just breathe, just sit really tall as we work on alignment, as we work on this stretching up through the spine. And then just hold the strap in your left hand, take the right arm up. Notice again, did you move off one sit bone or the other sit bone? Can you find the evenness? Can you still tone in through the belly and in through the low ribs? Just a little. We're not, if we go too much, what happens, right? We're just going to round, and we're not looking for that. We're looking for soft and natural curves of the spine. Maybe you lift the left foot off the floor. Maybe you walk your hand closer to your foot. Take that foot out a little bit, find your balance, squeeze your belly, lift your chest. That's it. Just breathe, everybody. And bring that leg forward and straighten that out. Release. Switch the strap back over to your right foot and just let the strap sit for a minute. Don't worry about it too much. And just lengthen through your body. Good. And then hold the strap with your right hand. So, right foot, right hand. I want you to pull it back so that your elbow starts coming to your side body. Mhm. And then find Dandasana pose. So, my left hand is just resting on the floor. I'm sitting up really tall, but I want to see if I can get both legs to feel pretty even. The one that is getting some feedback and the one that isn't. Good. Lift tall, lift tall, lift tall. Hand is to the floor. Maybe lift the left leg, press down through the right leg. Maybe lift the left arm. Breathe. If you're collapsing backwards, first lower the hand. If you're still collapsing backwards, lower the leg. Good. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower. Whew. Good. Release the strap, switch legs. Grab that leg. Whew. Roll your shoulders. Find that Dandasana, that nice strong pose. Right hand to the floor, grounding your pose, grounding that leg. Roll the shoulders, slide the elbow back so that the chest is nice and wide. Good. Fire up both legs. The one getting the feedback and the one that isn't getting the feedback. Imagine they are both pressing against a strap. And then take the right arm up, tone the belly in, tone the ribs in, find that breath, lift just your right leg. Oh, yeah. And breathe. Keep pressing into the strap with the left leg. Keep grounding that leg. Lift through your chest. Find it, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let go. Release your strap. Good. Take that same strap and just double it, double the loop so that it's shorter. Take both hands into the loop. Palms are facing forward. Roll your shoulders. So all I did was make it a double loop. Take both arms up and overhead. Draw the shoulder blades, fire up the arms, press gently against the strap so the shoulders are active, the side body is active. Find your breath, tone the belly, soften the ribs in, create space in the side body, everybody. Ground the legs, imagine a strap around both feet. Yeah, really ground in. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let go. Roll your shoulders. Nice job. Set your strap aside. We are going to use that fairly quickly. So have it nearby and have your blocks right at the front of your mat. And then come on up to your hands and knees. Good. So from your hands and your knees, and right, those of you I know with some wrist issues, feel free to come down to your elbows for now if you would like. You'll have to probably come back and forth, but elbows are okay for now. And then just find a nice rounded back, a nice cat pose, and then release into a nice cow. And exhale. And inhale. Good. As you move into cat, tone your belly in, squeeze in. You don't have to go really far, right? And then release. Good. One more right here. Tone it in and exhale. And then find that neutral spine and do what we were doing when we were seated. You're going to tone in through your belly. I'm just going to tighten up this shirt a little bit so that you might be able to see what I'm talking about. So, from an archy back, right? I'm going to tone the belly and then, like as if someone were pushing my lower ribs in a little bit. And I'm going to hold that right there, kind of a neutral spine, and just press the right leg back. Leave the ball mound on the floor, the right side, and take the left arm out. And notice, right? So, modified balancing table. Take the same left arm, bring it along your side, reach it back. Good. Reach it forward and reach it back. Notice if you let your belly go. Notice if the ribs are falling to the floor. Good. Reach it forward again and lift your right leg off the floor. That's it. Breathe. Balancing table. Squeeze the lower belly in. Squeeze the lower ribs in. Find your breath. And release the hand. Release the knee. Shake out that right wrist if you were chatty. And let's go to the other side. So just press the left leg back. Engage your glutes, right? Feel that. Tone the low belly in. Tone the lower ribs in. Reach the right arm up or forward. And then reach it back. Keep the belly toned. Reach it forward. Reach it back again. Right arm. And reach it forward. Lift your left leg. Tone your belly in. Find your breath. You got it. And release it. And shake it out. Whew. Good. And now grab your strap. And this is going to be tricky at first, but I think you'll get it quickly. Take the strap around your whole body and have the tail end of the strap where you can adjust it if you need it. I'm hoping what we did at the beginning is going to be the length you need. And then take the strap around your right foot. Okay, so around the heel of your right foot. And then just hold on to the strap with your left hand until you can walk your right leg straight with your strap, the front of your strap at the crease of your hip. So take your time with this. Press it back when you have enough tension on the strap. You don't have to hold on to it. If it's too tight, just adjust a little bit so that we're here in balancing table. But this time I've got ton of tension on the front of the left hip and the foot of the right hip. Right. So I hope you got that. You're pressed back the same as we were before. Tone the belly, tone in the lower ribs, lift the right foot and feel the difference, right? Say we were pressing up against a wall, maybe if we were pressing up, I don't know, wall is the best version here, but that activity in the right leg. And then reach the left arm forward and feel the difference in your balancing table. Bring the left arm back, bring it forward, bring it back. Yeah, one more. Bring it forward, hold, push that strap, but resist it with the left hip and find your balance here. Really breathe, really fire it up and release and let go. Good. Switch sides. So the strap's going to come around your left foot. And then you're just going to bring that left foot back until you can get some tension on the strap that's now around the crease of your right hip. Should be pretty even. Adjust if you need to. Feel that tension. And when you're ready, lift the leg. So what the strap is doing, a couple different things, right? It's giving you feedback on that extended and lifted leg. It's also giving you feedback on that hip so that that hip doesn't roll forward. Tone the belly in, soften the low ribs in, extend out through your right arm, find your breath, and right arm back, right arm forward and back, and forward. Push into that strap, everybody. Really push. Really find your breath. Tone the belly, squeeze it in, and let go. Whew. And let go. And release your strap. Set it aside. We're going to come back to that, baby, in a minute. Press into both hands and press up to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Shake it all out. Do the hokey pokey. Just breathe. And then find your expression of downward facing dog. Make sure that the hands are grounded and the weight is centered in your hands. Soften the backs of your knees to lift your sit bones, right? So as we lift the sit bones, the pelvis tilts forward and then we tone the belly. Then we bring the low ribs in and we find that pose. Big deep breath, hold and breathe and be curious as my belly gets exposed, and walk those hands all the way back to your feet. Bend your knees and come on up to standing and shake it out. Whew. Good. Curl your wrists. Good. Interlace your hands and give those wrists a little shake out. And then look at your thumbs, cross the fingers all the other way. Give them a little more shake and shake them out. Good. And then take your blocks to the front of your mat and put them up at the highest level. Nice hinge of your hips, right? So bend your knees, and as you hinge from the hips, so this is another component to last class we were doing forward folds. As you bend the knees and you allow the pelvis to tilt forward, right? So it's as if it were spilling out a little bit. Think of a pelvic tilt. And then tone in the belly, tone in the ribs. What that does is bring you into your forward fold at the hips and not at the waist, right? There's a difference between bending here versus bending here. So nice soft knees, tilt up of the pelvis, hands come to your blocks. Walk the feet back a little bit so that you feel like your hips and your ankles are lining up and your hands are underneath your shoulders. And just pause here for a moment. Nice tone to the belly. What happens when we bring the belly in, when we bring the ribs in, and then bend the elbows to allow the forward fold of your choice. Notice that my knees are still really bent and I'm still lifting right up at these sit bones. Find your breath. Nice length through your torso. Know that if you have low back issues, if you have concerns regarding your back, you can stay more halfway up, right? Halfway up. And then take those blocks and walk them out as far as your arms will reach without overreaching the shoulders. And then draw the shoulders back. Allow the body, allow the torso to come forward even more, right? Even more length, as if you could stretch. Think about when we were holding the corners of the mat and we were stretching that side body. Good. Notice if you went into the heels of your feet, I want you to stay dead center in the middle of those feet as you soften the knees, as you lift the sit bones. Holy moly. And then walk your blocks back and breathe. Bend both knees and come on up to standing. And roll it out. Nice job, everybody. All right, so set those blocks just to the front of your mat. We're going to do just a teeny bit of flow just to make sure our torsos, our bodies are so warmed up. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, purposeful forward fold, right? Sit bones reach up, knees get soft. Lift your right heel off the floor and then see if you can lift your right foot off the floor and then step back into a nice wide lunge. From here, lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Big deep breath. Nice stretch for the whole front of your body. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your right knee. Fire it up. Think about a strap maybe around that right heel, right? If it were there, step back, downward facing dog. Big deep breath, everybody. From here, plank pose. Oh, here we are. Bend the knees and pause for a moment. And then tone the belly, tone the ribs, but lift the chest. Find your pose. Press those arms toward each other. Maybe come on down, chaturanga. Low cobra. Easy, easy, easy. Exhale to plank, to down dog. Breathe. Step forward, right foot. Lower your left knee and inhale, reach up. Reach up and touch somebody. Breathe. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your left knee, push off, step forward. Hands come to front thighs, lift halfway up. Again, bend the knees, press up through the sit bones to tilt the pelvis, but then tone the front of the belly to support that tilt, right? And come all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Find your forward fold. Where is it for you? Is it higher? Right? Is it lower? Are you dumping into the back of your knees or into the heels even? Soften the knees, step back, left leg. Let that knee come to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Finding the lunge, finding your breath. That's it. Breathe. Good. Take your hands to your heart. Twist to your right. Right foot's forward. Twist to your right. Come into your elbow to your knee, coming into just an easy side twist. Warming up our spines, warming up our legs. Breathe, everybody. And release. Hands come to the floor. Lift your left knee. Think about this so much on purpose, right? Everything we do. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Right to plank. You know it. Tone the belly in, tone the ribs in, fill in your mid back, but then open your upper back. Maybe lower the knees. Chaturanga. Release to cobra. Breathe. Back to plank. Back to down dog. Whew. That's it. Everybody breathe. And forward left foot. Lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale the arms up. That's it. Hands come to your heart. Twist to your left. Find that low lunge twist. You can always reach and lift that right knee. We didn't do that on the other side. Breathe. Release those hands to the floor and push forward to forward fold. Bend your knees, hands to knees. Come all the way up to standing. And shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Good. Grab one of your blocks. Place it between your thighs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good. And then notice, right, again, as you come down, sorry, wardrobe issues. As you come down, right, we're in chair pose. You can overdo this. So again, it's belly tones in, ribs tone in, the feet are centered, the arms can come up. If you round when the arms come up, take them down. Maybe they're here at the heart. Who knows? But then I want you to lean forward. Lean forward. See if you can lift your heels. If you cannot, Without feeling like you're going to tip, just leave them down. No big deal. Good. Breathe. Squeeze your block. Lower your heels. Find the center of your feet. Lift the arms. That's it. Hold. Whew, how's those legs feeling? Good. Hands to heart. Start to tilt forward. Maybe lift the heels. Woo. Breathe. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels. Lift the heart, lengthen. Lift the arms, stand all the way up. And then as you stand up, squeeze the block. Doesn't that feel good? Like the squeeze of that block, especially after the leg work, can feel really nice. And then release it and let go. Take the block down between your feet, between the ankles. Now, balance issues, maybe a hand is to a wall or something. You're just going to squeeze your inner ankles into the block. Like really feel that. Shouldn't hurt, hopefully. And then lift up and come down. Maybe hands come to heart. Lift up. Squeeze the block between your ankles and down. Good. And lift up. Woo. Finding your balance. Try not to pitch forward, right? Keep that chest lifted. And down. 2 more. Lift up. So what happens is, right, that block helps keep the inner line of those legs active so that you don't roll to the outside of your feet. And down. All right, 1 more right here. Lift, hold. Maybe extend the arms. Whoo. Maybe raise your gaze. Find your breath, everybody. Belly's in, ribs are in, and let go. Whew. Holy moly. Good. And set that block back to the front of your mat. I want you to take both blocks up nice and high. Take your hands to those blocks again. Let me see what my mat's doing here. Imagine that you're squeezing a block now. So squeeze that block between your thighs. Roll the shoulders nice and wide, tone the belly, feel the weight in the center of your feet. Sometimes with forward folds, we lock the knees and we press the weight back. We don't want to do that. Right to the center. And then feel your belly tone, feel the ribs tone, feel the chest lengthen so you have a neutral spine. And then just come to your fingertips. Your hands are still on the blocks. Shoulders are rolled back. Just come to your fingertips and notice the work, right? Squeeze the block between your thighs isometrically. Find your breath, start to lift, tone the belly, but keep the chest long. If you just tone the belly and tone the ribs, but you don't move the chest, right? That breastbone, you're going to end up rounding again, and that's not what we're looking for. Good. Then leave just the fingertips of your left hand and reach the right arm back. See if you can maintain. Squeeze the belly, soft backs of the knees. Reach the arm forward. Reach it back. Reach it forward, hold. And let that hand go. Just come to your fingertips on the right. Press your fingertips in, squeeze the belly, bring the ribs back in. Reach the left arm forward, hang in there. Reach it back. Reach it forward. And back. That's it. And forward, hold. Let that hand go. Bend your knees. Woo. Hands to knees. And come on up. And shake it out. So keep those blocks toward the front of your mat. But grab that lovely strap of yours again that is still in that lovely bigger size loop. Take the tail so that it's going to hang on the outside of your right foot. So just try to follow me best you can. I don't usually do these too much when I'm not seeing you, but you're going to step through your strap with your right leg. Okay, you just step through that leg. And that strap is going to hang out on the hip of your right side. You're going to step on your left strap with the left foot and then just step back. Okay. So that just like we were doing kind of on the floor, here we are with the strap around your right hip. You're pressing into it with your left. Think about the stance that you are in right now, warrior one stance. Your back foot is dropped, but pointed more forward than sideways. Your strap is informing that right hip, right? It's drawing it back so that the knee stays in alignment. And yet I'm creating a lot of pressure with the foot there so that the leg is active. Belly tones in, ribs tone in, arms come up. Warrior one. Breathe. Notice how this feels for you. You can lengthen maybe. Scoot that front foot forward a little bit if you have the room, if the strap allows. Maybe your hands interlace with the index finger pointing up and you stretch side body. How does that feel? Can you still draw the low ribs and belly in and extend the chest? Right? It all ties together. Big deep breath. Good. Take those same arms, reach them forward. Reach both arms back. Grounded airplane. Reach them forward. Reach them back. Woo. One more, reach forward. Take them back up, warrior one. And release. Whew. And gently step forward and shake it out. So you're going to turn the strap around just so that when you put it on the left hip crease, the tail's to the outside. And the reason the tail's to the outside is so you can adjust it, because you might have one leg a little tighter than the other and you'll have to loosen it or tighten it. So it's up at the crease. And then I'm going to step back. I'm going to find my distance for me, for my legs. Front knee aligned, right? All that stuff, hips facing forward, belly tones in. And I'm going to find the length of this supported pose because this strap is creating all this wonderful tension for the legs to work with. Take the arms up. Warrior one. Should be no pain, right? This should feel good. This should feel like, wow, I really feel supported. If it's too tight, loosen it. If it's too loose, tighten it. Because if your strap is too loose, you're not going to get the feedback that we're hoping for. Maybe interlace the hands, maybe reach up, still toning the belly, still drawing the ribs, but then lifting the chest and finding warrior one. That's it. Good. And then take those hands forward. Press both arms back, rounded airplane. Reach them forward. Reach them back. Whew, yeah. And forward. And then release. And step forward. Holy moly. And shake it out. And then take that same strap, double it up again. So I've just made 2 loops instead of 1. You're going to step through both loops and bring them up to your thighs. And you're just going to go as wide as that lets you go. If it's too wide, lower it down so that your legs won't go quite as wide. But don't let the strap be right at the knees. Okay, so somewhere where you can get some tension, some feedback from the strap. Hinge at the hips, right? Same thing. You're going to hinge at your hips. You're going to feel the pelvis lift. You're going to deepen that hinge. You're going to tone in, tone in, tone in, ribs, belly. Hands come to the floor. Maybe they come to your blocks. You're pressing against the strap. Like really press and feel the feedback that this is giving you. And notice that as those legs are active, the back has freedom. Freedom, right? It has freedom to move. Belly is toned, ribs are in. Hands are on your blocks. Walk those blocks forward. Think of a wide leg forward fold or a wide leg downward facing dog. Your head is in alignment. The weight of your pose is centered in the feet, not in my heels, not on my toe mounds, right? I'm right at the center of the feet. The shoulders are wide, the hands are gently pressing. Tone your belly, everybody, really tone. And then just lift one hand. Yep, keep squeezing against your strap. Put that hand down, lift your other hand. Lower that down. Take one hand back. Really lift the torso. Stay in the middle of the feet. It's so tempting to drop into those heels. Release, press the other hand back. Tone the belly, soften the ribs in, lift the chest as if it were sitting on a table. And then bend your knees as you come all the way up. Wow. Shimmy out. Grab your strap. Roll your shoulders. Shake it out. All right, so here we go. I'm going to loosen mine because that Warrior One felt just a snug tight. So I'm going to loosen mine just a hair. And then same thing. I want you to, oops, step your right hip through, your right leg through. So the strap is going to be at your hips. Step on the strap with your left foot. Start to walk it back until you can find what feels like a Warrior One. But this time I want you to take your hands to your blocks. Take the time to adjust it. Like if it's not right, don't worry about me moving forward. Take the time to find that. And just be mindful too, by the way, that buckle, if it's pressing right on flesh, it can be can smart. So maybe you move the buckle so it's not pressing on that hip bone. And then lean forward and place your hands on your blocks. And then start to really stretch that back foot back a little bit, right? So you got tons of tension. Again, walk the hands forward, lift your leg, adjust your blocks as you need to so that your wrists are under your shoulders, your leg, your knee, or your ankle and your hip line up, right? Maybe bend your right leg, push against your strap. Try to straighten the long leg, the extended left leg. Toes are pointing down toward the floor. Torso is long. Holy moly. Big deep breath. One, you're going to stay right here. Two, you're going to extend the right arm out. Think Warrior Three. Push against the strap. Keep the left knee or the right knee soft. Reach the arm back. Reach it forward. One more. Reach back. Oh, reach forward. Hand back to your block. Lower that leg and come on up. Yeah, right? That's a lot of work. Absolutely. Believe me. I'm going to grab a sip of tea. Hold on. All right. So, how'd that feel, right? So, when we get the feedback, another beautiful way to do this, if you ever want to play with this at home, is to take that extended leg to a wall. I would love to do a wall class. I'm just not sure how that's going to work on Zoom. So we'll see. All right. So straps around the left leg, right? It's right up at that hip crease. Left leg's forward. Step on your strap with your right foot and start to walk that foot back. Ah, oh, feel that. That's like, I don't know. There's something about using the strap in these poses that creates some freedom. I think it's because it creates stability. It creates this diagonal line that is always there in our poses, but it gives us the feedback so that we can work with it. And then again, take your hands to your blocks. Your blocks are up high. Tone the belly, soften the ribs in, right? But lengthen through your chest and notice. So when you're ready, you're going to walk those hands forward and you're going to lift. You don't have to lift all the way, by the way. I didn't say that, but you can keep that leg lower. I need to walk my blocks a little bit more forward so that my wrists are over my shoulders. Belly tones in. My left leg is standing. It's not locked out fully. It's like straight, but not locked out. The hips are even, the toes pointing down. Whew. The weight's in the center of my feet. Find your breath. 1, stay here. 2, lift the left arm. Whew, reach it forward. Reach it back. Good. Reach it forward and back. Reach it forward. Hold and release the hand. Release the leg. Bend those knees and come up to standing. Good. How's everybody? It's funny. I watch my mat shift more and more and more toward one corner. I don't know why. All right. So here we are. You're going to take that strap. By the way, if you hate the strap, if you hate this strap, send it love. Mwah. But then you don't have to use it, but it just helps, I think. So go back to the right leg, step on it with your left. Here we are again. No blocks. Create tension. Feel how, as you move forward, right, with that foot grounded, you create more tension here with that leg. So lift kind of to the ball mound of your left foot. Take the arms up and breathe. You might stay right here, or you might just see if you can lift. Don't go high, don't go all the way. Just see if you can lift and lower. And lift, lower. Yeah. And then pause. Take your hands to your heart. Roll your shoulders. Create that tension that we've been talking about. Bring the torso forward. See if you can lift the leg. Woo. Maybe reach the arms back. Maybe reach them forward. Woo. Reach them back. Forward. And lower. Oh, that was tough. Hang in there. Moving the arms makes that so much harder. All right, other side. Goes around the left hip. You're stepping on that strap with your right foot. You're creating some tension here. Come up to the ball mound. Just lift the arms. Maybe this is it, right? This is where we play. Maybe we lift a little and come back down. Try that again. What happens if we lift a little and come down? Bring your hands to your heart. Little easier. And then see if you can lift the leg. Breathe. Tone that belly. Arms back. Arms forward. Push into the strap. And forward. Hold. And lower. Holy gamoly. Release your strap. I'm breathing heavy today. Nice wide legs, everyone. Big deep hinge from your hips. Just come on down. Nice forward fold. Keep that torso long. Don't round. Breathe. Good. And then just step back to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor. Take your knees wide on your mat and come into child's pose. Soften everything. If child's pose does not feel good, just change it up, right? Lay on your side, lay on your back, wherever it is for you. But I just want you to soften. Let the belly soften, let the jaw soften, let the legs kind of restore. Just breathe. Think happy thoughts. Good. One more good breath here. And when you're ready, table pose to down dog. Just stretch. Weight bearing exercise, building bone, right? And then walk those hands all the way back. Bend your knees and come on up. Roll it out. All right, so no strap. All kinds of variations for Warrior 3. You can always be near a wall, by the way. A chair is an awesome thing for Warrior 3 with one hand to the chair, one hand to the back of the chair. But we're going to start with our right leg forward. And just take a little short stance here, right? So you're not way back here in your Warrior 1 pose like you were before. Just go a little shorter. Roll your shoulders back, everything tones in, and take the hands to the hips. From here, I want you to lean forward so that the back foot really starts to lighten and feel the weight on your front foot. Right here, level the hips, right? Because when I first lean forward, I can feel my left hip is kind of high up because the leg's back. So I want to really ground the hips, tone the belly, tone the ribs, lift the leg. Thank you all. Reach the arms back. This is my personal best version of the pose. Arms forward makes it really hard. Maybe hands to heart. And release it. Switch sides, right leg back, left leg forward. When you're ready, reach back the arms, lift the leg. Why is all this important, right? And release and shake it out. Roll it out. Grab one block. Take it the long way between your thighs. Give it a good squeeze. So this morning I was doing something simple. I think I was drying off after the shower, maybe putting on my socks. And I was standing on one leg doing this. And I realized that there's tree pose, right? There's balance work. There's everything we do in yoga distilled down to me drying my foot and the balance and the work that's required to find our strength. So that's, I think, why we do it, which is also why we don't overdo it. We just find that middle space, that middle ground. So good squeeze your block, everybody. Feel it all the way down toward the knees, to the inner thighs, to the hips, all that. Breathe. And then one, either stay here or take your block second width and step on it like you were going to sit on your bicycle or on a horse, and then press that block. Oh, and breathe. Some of you are going to be able to walk those feet in a little bit more. That's about as far as mine will go. And just feel that for a moment, right? It's like really working with those inner hip lines, those inner hip attachments. Your attachment to your psoas is right there, right? Inner thigh. Breathe. Try to press into the fullness of your feet. Hang in there. A couple more breaths. And release it. Ooh, just feel that. Right? Good. And very gently, very lovingly come down to your mat. Grab your strap. You are going to need your strap to be a little bit longer. Not too much. Just make it a little longer. You can adjust it as need be. Take it behind your back, which is, I think, where I was trying to go earlier. Take it behind your back so that when you lay down, it is right at the hip line, right at the flesh, like where your sacrum is. It's above your hip joint, which is here, and it's below your pelvic line, your ilium. All right, so strap is there. Have the tail where you can reach it. Take your left foot into the strap and press straight up. So you are grounding again. If it's loose, tighten it. If it's too tight and you cannot straighten your knee well enough, then loosen it, right? And then just move it away a little bit. And feel that tilt of your pelvis, and then press it back up. Good. 2 more right here. Just press it down and forward. Last one, press down. Press it up. Hold it right here. Don't be tempted to pull on the strap. I see that a lot. I just want you to go straight up and then straighten the right leg. And breathe. And imagine that the right leg, the right foot is pressing into a wall, so it's active. Tone the belly. Take those arms overhead again. Just moving things out of the way. Thumbs are pointed down. Push into your strap as if you could lift your hips, and then take your right foot, right leg off the floor a few inches. Good. Soften the ribs down, soften the belly in. It's really not softening, right? It's toning the belly in. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bend your right. Reach it through the strap. Grab that strap. Let go of your left. Start with your left foot on the floor. Breathe. Straighten the left leg. See how that changes it. Maybe lower the right strap, the right leg to find that tilt, and then bring it up. Maybe lower and up. Last one here, lower and up. Press into the strap. Engage the arms, shoulders, lift the left leg and breathe. Don't lift the chin. Woo, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Bring both knees to your chest. That's it. Good. You can either remove the strap um, or leave it there because it's really not going to hurt you to leave it there, but we won't use it anymore. Take the right leg up, externally rotate, and come to figure four. Draw the knees toward your chest, but really the right knee is gently pressing away from your torso as your left leg is drawing closer toward your chest. It's gentle. Usually you don't need the hands at all. Sometimes people like to hold that bottom leg. But I want you to not bring the knees in so much that you have flattened your lower back. I want you to find the curve. There should be a tiny space back here. I could fit my fingers underneath my lower back. And then feel the pose, right? Shoulders are down, spine is neutral, right? A flat back is not neutral. Your normal natural curves. So just feel that. And then maybe rock a little side to side. Ah, we did some serious leg and hip work today. Find your breath. Come back to center, maybe straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. Keep the space behind your lower back. It doesn't have to be big, just a little. Breathe and then bend the knee. Arms come to cactus pose. Slowly lower your right foot toward the left, all the way down to the floor if you can. If that's too deep, then just change it so that your knee next to knee, so a little softer. Just breathe. Little twist here. Little smile maybe. Good. So tone your belly. And then press your bottom foot, which is my left foot, into the floor to lift your knees back up and then take them back toward your chest. Let the left foot come to the floor, straighten your right leg, and then bend it. Left leg up, scoot over a little. External rotation, bend the knee, come to figure four on this side. Once again, remember, no flat back, right? So especially if we're open here, we might not feel as much of a stretch. So we look for the stretch because the stretch releases endorphins. And so we might be tempted to right, bring that shin right up to our chest. But we flatten the back, we put pressure there, we put pressure on the vertebra. So today, we leave some space there. If you want more stretch, maybe press the left knee away a little bit more, or play with where your knee and your ankle or your shin meet. Maybe slide over the shin a little bit. That'll change your stretch. And then rock a little side to side. Pause back in the middle. Take your arms to cactus. Slowly lower your left foot to the floor. Find your stretch on this side. Just an easy, easy twist, everybody. And then tone your belly. Push off that right pinky side edge of your foot to lift back to center. Bring the knees back toward chest again. And then release your left leg, straighten it out. And bend that knee, Bring both knees to chest. Reach through both legs. Maybe find your feet, maybe find your ankles. Let's come to happy baby. Happy baby is a really tricky one to not flatten your back. See if you can find a slight, teeny tiny curve in your lower back. If you can't, don't worry about it. But just see if you can find that tilt. Big deep breath. Maybe roll to one side. Oh, that feels good. Maybe roll to the other side. Maybe come back to center. Bring the soles of the feet together. Hold onto your feet or your ankles. Let the knees splay out. And then bring your knees together. Straighten one leg. Feel that. Straighten your other leg. Let's come to Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, check in where your heels are. Check in where your sacrum is touching the floor, where your shoulders are touching. All the same things that we did at the very beginning of class. Where do you feel the weight of your body? And can you allow your breath to lighten the load a little bit? Can you allow your body to soften, to release? Finding your center. Allow your body and your mind to sink deeper and deeper into stillness. softer still. Start to bring your awareness back, knowing that you can stay in Shavasana for as long as your body would like, your mind too, right? But then wiggle toes and fingers. Start to draw your knees to your chest, rocking side to side until the knees roll to one side or the other. Slowly pressing all the way back up to your seated pose.